Burnout, according to Cambridge Dictionary, is extreme tiredness or a feeling of not being able to work anymore, caused by working too hard, long, or unpredictable hours. Burnout is very, very common if you're in real estate, especially if you're good with it. People get exhausted. You've worked for like 3-4 months consistently, 9 to 9, and now you're tired, you're exhausted. You don't feel like you can do it anymore. Here are some tips that can help you get over being burnt out and recharge back to move to your next goal. Number one is very important: rest. See, now rest is something you have to structure. Now, normally between your work days, you have to pick a time to rest. You have to work hard, right? Like me, my working hours is between 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. But I always take a nap by 4-5. I take a 1-hour nap before I continue working. In my head, I separated my time between, I calculated that I'm working for 2 days. The first 9 to 5, then the second 5 to 9. But I always take a 1-hour break to nap, just so that I'll be well rested. Then secondly, weekends. See, one thing with as realtors is, if you want to have a special every day, if you run your ads well, you have a special every day, or at least as frequent as you want. Especially weekends. Clients always want to have meeting with you during the weekend. You have to pick a day to rest. I usually do it. If I pick Saturday, I'll move on my specials to Sunday. Or if I pick Sunday, I'll move on my specials to Saturday, so that I'll have one day where I don't do anything other than relax. Now, for you, you might move it to Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, depending on your own itinerary, how you plan to do your thing. Another thing that we need to talk about is, it's not one size fits all. One thing about burnout and how you revive yourself from it is, you have to find what works for you. These tips will help you find the things that work for you, but you have to be able to test things out with yourself and know which one will work for you. Like for resting now, initially when I started real estate, I didn't have money to do much. So what I usually do whenever I'm burnt out and I'm supposed to rest, I go and see a movie. Then it was like 2K, 1.5. I'll see a movie, I'll watch a movie on my phone, relax for like a day or two, have a little drink, just be at peace. Sometimes there was a period of time where what I do to relax is cry. So I go and look for sad movies. I look for the saddest movie and I watch it and I cry and I get started on my system. All of a sudden I'm energized and I can go back to it. There are other times, over time, things change. Sometimes sad movies do not work out. Maybe I have to visit where I grew up just to see what I'm working for. Just to remotivate myself that, okay. So your resting has to change depending on what works for you, what you like. Recently, I was experiencing burnout this year. I took a trip. I traveled to like 2 countries, had one of the best 5 days of my life, and I came back with full energy and ready to face the world again. So you need to do what works for you, but you have to rest. You have to plan your rest. You have to take a break. It's very important you do that. And also, please do not take a long break. I've seen people they are burnt out, they take a long break for like 3 months. Nobody hears from them and they come back, we are back again, we are relaunching, this person realty is here again. Please, nobody cares. Nobody cares if you are back again. You should have left in the first place. You should have been there hustling where you're meant to hustling. So make sure that your break is well structured. So what I always do with it is, I notice when I'm getting burnt out, I schedule my rest and my whole system of rejuvenating myself. I schedule it and immediately start. I don't wait till I'm flat out and now I have to take a 3-month break to continue. Now, tip number 2, don't disappear. I know you are supposed to take a break, but there's a difference between taking a break and disappearing. Don't disappear. Don't take a very long break. Don't allow yourself go for so long. Now, there's one rule I had for the longest time is show up every day. So even when I'm expressing burnout, I rest either weekends or after work hours. So instead of doing 9 to 9, maybe Thursday and Friday I'll close by 5 or 4, but mostly 5. Because why? I always picture that if I'm doing a 9 to 5 job, right? Will I have the luxury to just not come to work? Because as realtors, most times we control our time. We can choose not to show up. But the thing is, if you don't show up, you lose money. So you have to be able to understand that there is a difference between resting and disappearing. You have to draw that line. Rest, don't disappear. Make sure that you are also consistent. You are showing up every day. You are taking your breaks, planning your breaks properly, so you are not out for too long. Most times, whenever I'm going through burnout, people don't even notice it because I still show up as often as possible. And when I want to rest, I structure my rest in such a way that it happens quick. 2 days, 3 days, I'm back, right? So you have to do it because you don't have time to go around and disappear for long. By the time you come back, we've forgotten you are even into real estate. So make sure you rest but do not disappear. Tip number 3, you have to re-motivate yourself. Now, motivation, people say motivation don't last. And somebody else responded, I don't know who read the real commercial, he said, having your bad does not last, but you do it every day. So you have to re-motivate yourself. Also, when it comes to this, you have to find what works for you. Now, I'm going to give you some of the things I do to re-motivate myself to help me come back to the mood of working and putting in work. One of the things I do first is sometimes I read a book. I get a book that talks about my current situation, the current problem I'm facing, and I read that book. By the time I'm done with the read, my mind is just going crazy. I'm energized, I'm pumped, I'm motivated for the next thing, right? So reading books helps a lot. Another one is listening to podcasts. It doesn't exactly have to be a podcast. It could be a YouTube video of somebody you respect. So I have some people that I watch their videos consistently. So what I do is I take those videos, I convert them to audio, and I just keep listening to it. There are popular people that I do: Brian Tracy, Patrick Bet-David, sometimes Guy Vaynerchuk, depending on the situation, right? I find some of their videos, I convert to audio, and I consistently listen to it. It helps me stay fired up. So while I'm going about my day, I'm listening to them. It builds that momentum in me. It motivates me again to go out and do a lot more than I did the previous time. So you have to find a way to re-motivate. Another one that motivates me is talking to my family or going to visit family and friends or reconnecting with your why. Why are you doing this? Reconnect with your why. What's your major motivator? When you reconnect with your why, you get very pumped because now you want to solve that problem that brought you into real estate or into business or into selling. You want to reconnect with that problem and be able to go at it and solve that problem. Tip number 4, set new goals. See, goal setting is a whole topic on its own that we're going to cover in a separate video. You need to set new goals. You need to have a new target. Most times when people are actually burn out, sometimes it's not because they work too hard, it's because they are just not motivated because they don't have what they are chasing. So you have to set a new short-term goal. It can be either you're setting a short-term goal or you are reconnecting back with your long-term goal. But it's very important that you set a short-term goal because most times you can't do a straight 1 year run. You have to be able to break it down. Okay, this next quarter, this next 3 months, this next 4 months, I want to achieve this. Then you go at it. You can have a straight run for that 4 months. You have your yearly goal, you now have your quarterly goal. So set new goals. So you have to set your new quarterly goal, your new monthly goal, your new weekly goal before you now put what you need to do on a daily basis. So you have to redo your goals and write it down every day. Okay, this is what I'm doing, this is how I'm doing it, this is what I'm doing, this is how I'm doing it. It makes that fire comes back in you. Now you are pumped. Now you want to achieve this new height. Now you want to do this new thing. So you have to reset your goal. Set a new goal that will inspire you to do more over the next couple of weeks, months, and even a year. Now, the final tip is you have to build momentum. Now that you are back, it will take a while for you to hit your peak. You have to be able to understand that it goes up like this. It's not going to happen in the snap of a finger. It's going to happen gradually. So you have to work and build momentum, one step at a time, one part at a time. And before you know it, you are there and you are back to making millions and billions of naira in sales. Thank you very much. Make sure you like, subscribe, and if you want to get more tips on how you can sell more as a realtor in Nigeria, join our community. We have the link down below. I'll be seeing you on the next episode.